What if I told you that one of the most powerful and feared leaders in history was once a poor, rejected young man with a broken dream? What if I told you he failed again and again before the world even knew his name? And what if I ask you this: can pain turn into power? Today, we are not here to praise. We are here to learn, to listen, to understand how one life, full of rejection and anger, changed the direction of the entire world. Adolf Hitler was not born powerful. He was not born a leader. As a young boy in Austria, he wanted to be an artist. He applied to an art academy in Vienna. He was rejected. Not once, twice. Imagine that feeling. Your biggest dream, crushed. He had no stable job, no clear future. He lived in poverty. He slept in shelters. He sold small paintings just to survive. He felt ignored, invisible, angry. Have you ever felt like the world was against you? Then came World War I. He joined the German army. War gave him purpose, discipline, identity. But when Germany lost, everything inside him broke again. He blamed others. He carried deep frustration. Instead of healing his pain, he fed it. Slowly, he began speaking in public. His voice was powerful. His words were emotional. He understood how to influence crowds. People who were struggling, people who felt humiliated after the war, they listened. Step by step, he turned anger into a movement. But here is the deeper lesson. Your pain can build you, or it can destroy you. Your rejection can make you stronger, or make you bitter. Leadership is powerful. Words are powerful. Influence is powerful. The real question is, how will you use your struggles? Because every story, even the darkest ones, teaches us something about mindset, choice, and responsibility. He was just a young boy in Austria, dreaming of colors, brushes, and canvases. He wanted to be an artist, to paint the world as he saw it. He applied to an art academy, hoping they would see his talent. The first time, they rejected him. It felt like the world had closed its doors. He tried again, a second time, and they rejected him again. Imagine that. Twice denied, twice told, "You're not good enough." He had no money, no support. He wandered the streets of Vienna alone. He slept in cheap shelters, sold small paintings, just to eat. He felt invisible to everyone, ignored by people who could have helped. His dreams seemed impossible. The future looked dark and empty. He could have given up then. Many would have stopped trying. But he did not quit completely. Something inside him kept burning. The world said no to his art, but he found another way to be seen. He learned how words could move people, how speeches could touch hearts and minds. From rejection, he developed a voice people would eventually listen to. He understood failure firsthand. He knew what it meant to feel small. Every no became a lesson. Every closed door taught him patience. He discovered that dreams can die, or they can transform into something else. Pain became his teacher. Struggle became his guide. And though he started poor and unnoticed, he would one day rise in ways few imagined. His early failures shaped him, defined the path he would later take. Even when hope seemed gone, even when the world turned away, he learned to survive on his own, to rely on determination, not comfort. No wealth, no fame, no privilege, just ambition and a burning desire to be recognized. Every rejection was a push forward. Every struggle added to his resolve. His story shows one truth clearly. Early failure does not decide your life. It can break you if you let it. or it can shape you if you endure. Even from poverty, even from rejection, a person can find a way to leave a mark. Life kept testing him again and again. Every step seemed heavier than the last. He faced poverty every single day. No steady job, no clear future. He lived in tiny, cold shelters, barely enough to eat or sleep. The world seemed to ignore him. People passed by without a second glance. He felt invisible, forgotten, as if his existence did not matter. Rejection was not just from schools. It came from society, from circumstance, from fate. He sold small paintings to survive, yet even those barely covered his needs. His dream of becoming an artist was crushed. Over and over it seemed impossible. Frustration built inside him like fire. Anger bubbled from being ignored so much. He watched others succeed with ease, while he struggled every day just to live. Have you ever felt so stuck? Like nothing you do changes your fate? Each failure added to his bitterness. Every no sharpened his determination in a dangerous way. Pain was constant, unrelenting. Disappointment became his closest companion. Yet he did not vanish into despair. Something inside him refused to disappear. He carried deep anger, yes, but also focus. He turned attention to what he could control. His struggles taught him lessons others ignored. How to survive, how to adapt, how to plan. The world may have rejected him, but he learned how to make the world notice him. His failures were not just obstacles. They became fuel for action, for strategy, for ambition. Frustration became a teacher. Anger became energy. Every closed door pushed him forward. Every insult, every humiliation built his resolve. Pain shaped his personality. It molded his worldview, his thoughts, his desires. He understood what it meant to be powerless, and he learned to turn that into a sense of control. The poor young man, ignored and broken, was slowly becoming someone who could influence millions. No comfort, no support, no easy path, just struggle, rejection, and inner fire. He transformed anger into purpose. He transformed bitterness into strategy. Struggle is powerful. If you let it teach you, if you channel it right, even when life beats you down repeatedly, you can either break or you can build yourself stronger. Pain can shape a person in ways nothing else can. It can either destroy you or push you forward. For him, struggle became a weapon. Anger became a force he could use. Every rejection, every insult, every failure added fuel to his relentless drive. He had learned the hard way that life rarely gives you anything for free. Hunger taught him patience. Poverty taught him resourcefulness. Frustration taught him focus. Disappointment taught him strategy. He watched the world carefully, noticed how power worked. He understood that words could move people, that emotion could ignite crowds. Pain made him observe keenly. It forced him to analyze, to study, to plan. Have you ever felt that anger can push you further? That frustration can teach more than comfort ever could. He learned to turn bitterness into influence, to use suffering as a stepping stone. Every insult became motivation. Every failure became a lesson. Instead of giving up on the world, he learned to read the world. He saw weakness and strength. He saw fear and desire. He understood how people think, how emotions drive decisions. Pain gave him clarity. Struggle gave him understanding. And slowly, very slowly, he began to speak to others. His voice was raw, emotional, real. People listened because he had felt real suffering. Those who suffered after the war heard him speak, and they connected. He turned collective pain into collective energy, and that energy became a movement. Pain taught him timing. Struggle taught him persistence. He knew the power of anger. He knew the power of focus. He understood that emotion is contagious, that one voice can spark thousands of hearts. Every rejection, every closed door had prepared him for influence. Suffering had sharpened his perception. Hardship had honed his strategy. Your struggles can shape your mind. They can mold your personality. They can teach lessons books cannot. They can teach lessons comfort will never show. The key is how you respond. Do you let pain crush you, or do you let it teach you? He chose to channel it, to focus it, to direct it, to magnify it. Even in the darkest times, he discovered ways to turn weakness into strength. Even when rejected and ignored, he learned that suffering can be power in disguise. Leadership is not just a title. It is the ability to move hearts and minds. He discovered this slowly, through struggle, observation, and pain. Words have power. They can inspire. You can command. He realized that emotion speaks louder than logic. Crowds respond to feeling more than facts. Every speech he gave carried intensity. Every gesture, every glance had meaning. He studied people carefully, not just their faces, but their fears. He understood what drives humans: desire, anger, hope, despair. Have you ever seen someone speak and feel it? Feel it in your chest, in your bones. That is the power he learned to wield. The ability to make people feel deeply. Influence is more than control. It is guiding others through ideas and emotion. He turned personal pain into public power. He learned that leadership begins with understanding. People were searching for direction, searching for hope after loss and humiliation. He gave them words that resonated, words that echoed their inner anger. Leadership became a tool, a way to channel energy into action. He understood that influence is contagious. One voice can ignite thousands. He studied timing carefully. Every moment, every pause, every emphasis mattered. Leaders must see opportunity in chaos. They must know when to speak, when to wait. He turned observation into strategy. Every failure, every rejection informed his approach. Crowds are not led by logic alone. They are moved by vision, by confidence, by emotion. He learned to control his image, to project strength even when uncertain. People followed him not just for ideas, they followed him for the presence he carried. Have you ever noticed how some voices command attention, how some words stick in your mind and heart? He mastered that skill. He used it to grow influence steadily. Leadership requires responsibility, but it also requires understanding human nature. Words can build nations. Words can rally masses. Influence can be used for creation or destruction. The choice lies with the one who wields it. He understood the mechanics of persuasion, the psychology of the crowd. No privilege gave him this power. No wealth, no status, only skill and experience. Every setback in life prepared him. Every struggle refined his ability to lead. Through pain, he learned empathy and strategy. Through struggle, he learned timing and impact. Leadership is more than speaking. It is feeling, understanding, and connecting deeply. And he turned this understanding into a force that would leave a mark on history. Every story teaches a lesson. Even the darkest ones carry meaning. His life shows the power of choice, the power of mindset and action. Rejection, anger, and struggle shaped him, but they also revealed what was possible. You can let pain define you, or you can let it teach you. He chose to learn. He chose to adapt. Every failure became a guide. Every setback became a step forward. The world may seem unfair. Life may feel impossible at times. But every experience carries insight. Every challenge carries wisdom. Responsibility is a hidden lesson. Your actions have consequences. Every choice matters. Every decision shapes your path. Even negative experiences can teach. Even mistakes can become lessons. Have you ever stopped to reflect? To ask what your struggles are trying to show you? He studied the results of his actions. He understood the ripple effects on people and nations. Leadership is not just talent. It is awareness of impact and responsibility. Your mindset decides your outcome. Your choices carve your future. Pain can motivate. Frustration can sharpen focus. Every rejection can guide you. Every obstacle can train you. The key is reflection. The key is understanding. He turned bitterness into knowledge. He turned anger into strategy. Every life event carried a lesson. Every hardship taught an unspoken truth. Even in darkness, learning is possible. Even in suffering, growth can occur. Have you ever considered that your failures are teachers? That your struggles are shaping something greater in you? He understood that knowledge is power. Experience is a guide. The story also warns us, power without wisdom is dangerous. Influence is strong. Words are strong, but responsibility must guide them. Your struggles are shaping your character. Your challenges are sharpening your mind. Every choice has weight. Every action has meaning. Even when life seems unfair, there is always a lesson hidden inside. He shows how mindset transforms outcomes, how understanding consequences guides decisions. Responsibility is learned through experience. Awareness grows through reflection. Even failures can teach humility. Even pain can teach discipline. The story reminds us to observe closely, to learn constantly from every situation. Every moment is a teacher. Every life event is a lesson. Your mindset is your tool. Your choices are your power. Pain can shape, struggle can teach. Every action can ripple far beyond you.